Welcome to ALCS Unmasked, a podcast where we talk about ALCS current events from a student's perspective. I'm here with my co-host, Alexa Sochan, a 9th grader.
Hi, everyone. So we decided that ALCS needs a little more school pep, and so we decided to create a podcast.
So there's gonna be a bunch of changes coming to LCS. Right now we're about a month, maybe a little over a month away from the start of school. One of the things that has been up in the air is masks. There's been rumors that we might be having to wear masks. Like, I know some schools are having to go back to school with masks. What do you think?
I think with a lot of coming changes and mandates that have come out in Dane County, I don't think that we are going to be having to wear masks, especially
Really? Huh.
especially with all the vaccinations going around. I don't think we will be required to wear them. I think they will have them as an option that you can wear them if you'd like to, but I don't think we will be required to this year, and especially because a lot of Dane County's cases are very low that I don't think they will require, especially ALCS in general. And I know it's very up in the air, but I guess that's my rumor right now of what will happen this year.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like, I would say that, like, it's probably not gonna happen because so many people would get so mad with masks being mandatory in school. You know, like, I can think of many people who would get very, very upset, and I'm not saying they're right or wrong. Yeah, there would definitely be an uproar from many people. So I think that would probably make administration kinda not too eager.
Popular.
Yeah, too eager to do masks. I can even think of some teachers who would be very upset.
Yeah, it's something that over this past year, many people have become very opinionated about on whether or not masks should be required or not.
Yeah, that's just kind of like the whole word for COVID, opinionated.
Yeah. And along with these changes that are coming, there's also the rumor that we are going to be having regular scheduling instead of block scheduling this year for ALCS.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think this is not an unpopular opinion among the students, but I actually like block scheduling.
Yeah.
Like, you have less homework, or like, no, theoretically, we have the same amount of homework, but it sure feels like less because it's less subjects to tackle. So then it feels like instead of having like six different pieces of homework, you would only have like three. And while it may take you the same amount of time, I think like the psychology of it is a lot better because it's like you're doing math and then history, then science, and then you're done instead of doing math, history, science, financial literacy, everything. So yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I think that block scheduling has made everything easier just in my schedule life in general.
Yeah.
Because I know how long those 2 or 3 specific classes will take rather than all 6. And although, like you said, it may take the same amount of time, it definitely feels shorter. Mm-hmm. And just, it relieves a lot of stress, I think, mentally as well, because even though they double the homework, you only have to really focus on those 2 or 3 classes rather than having to tackle all 6 and switching to different mindsets. And it's also a lot lighter on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to take
With your
home
backpack.
$8. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think anything that can be done to make school less of a hotspot for mental, like, illness problems and stuff, like, the better, you know?
Yeah, I know many say that, like, they get bored in the 90-minute... It's not that they get bored that the classes aren't interesting. It's that they've had to focus on the same subject for so long. But at least for me, my mindset at the beginning of the day is that I only have to focus on those 2 or 3 specific classes for a long period of time. And then I can just focus on them at home. And that's all. And that I can not forget about them for the other half of the year, but I don't have to spend as much stress and time on them.
Yeah, and it also feels kind of weird that the teachers asked us whether we like block classes. Everybody said that they did for the most part, for all the reasons you and I have been talking about. But then they just kind of didn't. You know?
They said no.
They were just like, no. It could change in the month, but it still feels a little bit weird when they asked us, we say this thing that we want, and then they're like, no. So yeah, I wonder what the thought process was there.
I know many people that would definitely prefer block scheduling rather than regular scheduling for almost all of the reasons that we listed before. That it's only so many classes that you have to tackle, and the homework is definitely easier. And although it is the same amount, it just feels better.
Yeah. All right, so is there anything more we want to talk about, or are we basically done?
I think there was actually one topic left, and that was the upcoming football team.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for this season. Like, I've never understood football. No matter how hard my friends and my classmates and my parents try to explain it to me, I've never understood it. But I still like watching it and just going to football games with friends.
I don't play football or I've ever really been on a football team, but just like there's so much energy when you go to a game and like eating the popcorn and like sitting there with your friends and like cheering and like everything. It's just like it makes you feel good to be part of the school, you know?
Yeah.
And there's not like a ton of things that do that, but like sports and football especially is just like something everybody can just kind of gather around. And yeah,
and it's something that like the whole school, I mean, unless you absolutely hate football, it's something that the whole school can commune in, I guess.
Yeah.
And like even if you do end up hating football, usually you end up going because you just want to be there with your friends. I mean,
yeah,
unless you don't want to go because
or you don't have friends.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, it's a little too close to home. Moving on. So yeah, I think, and there are a bunch of kids who have been really missing football. I know, and like that used to be very important to them. Like if you didn't know, for the past few years, like we just didn't have football, and
no
now
homecoming games.
Yeah,
either.
no homecoming games. I'm excited. Like this has been kind of a downer of like a first episode, but this is one thing we can be positive about.
Yeah.
Is that we're gonna have football.
I know that, especially with football coming, the homecoming experience will definitely be a mood lifter.
Yeah.
And will definitely be better.
Yeah, I think it'll make homecoming a lot more of an event because we have all of homecoming week. I mean, we have like spirit days, we have like basketball games.
Football is like the cherry on top for homecoming week.
Yeah.
Everyone goes to the games. They get like super peppy, team spirity. I guess it's just a great experience. You get to be there with your friends, and again, it's just great for team spirit overall.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be really good. So yeah, I think that's about all we have time for. Yeah, that pretty much wraps up all that we wanted to talk about today. Thank you for watching. We'll have more at some point in the future, hopefully.
If this goes well.
Yeah, if this goes well. I mean, you can just like say mean things to us if you don't really like it.
Then we can,
And then we can just not.
We can record ourselves crying in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, that can be the next episode but it's on you to make that happen. But yeah, thank you for listening.
I guess if you have any questions that you would like us to talk about.
Yeah, any topics that we should talk about.
Like whether or not lake waves are real or fake. That's a definitely upcoming topic.
Yeah, they're
fake.
They're definitely fake. But yeah, just any
that's
topics.
A little sneak peek for next episode.
Yeah, if you have any topics you would like to talk about, let us know.
Or any questions for us.
I'm not sure if we'll have a comment section or not, but if
you can text
if we
us.
do, yeah. You'll probably be able to like
contact us some way
the degrees of separation and whatnot.
But
yeah, Thank you for listening and have a great time.